everybody, how's it going? My name is Constantine III, and today I'm going to bring you guys a little bit of a VOD review with Caitlyn. So, some people have been asking me for one of these, and I decided I would make one, and in this VOD review, we're going to focus on two things. We're going to focus on trap placement with Caitlyn, and we're going to focus on macro game rotations in the early game. So, that's what I'm going to mainly be focused on. If you want to hear about other stuff, sorry to disappoint, but that's really what we're going to be talking about, because I believe those are the two most key parts of playing Caitlyn well. So before this game even starts, I have it slowed down a little bit, and I want to talk to you guys about, basically, before any game starts in League of Legends, you should really have a general game plan for what you want to do in the game. So if we're looking at teams right now, we've got Camille versus Singe top lane, Warwick versus Rengar jungle, Cat versus Ahri mid, and then Nami, Caitlyn versus Ezreal Sona bot lane. So we technically have a better late game, only because Katarina is not very good late game, and I'm just going to pause this while I talk, I don't want to get distracted, only because Katarina is not a very good late game. Ahri has an alright late game. They're both assassins, but Ahri's like a less assassin-y assassin, so it's not nearly as big of a deal to have her in the late game. And Caitlyn has huge critical strike damage that she scales very well with, so late game is good. The other important thing to think about is, and let's just talk about the bot lane matchup now, specifically in laning phase. So, your objective as Caitlyn in pretty much every circumstance is to bully the shit out of the enemies, kill their tower, and then use that to then rotate around the map, wave clearing and taking towers. You essentially are a god at sieging. So, you want to give yourself that situation, right? What is Caitlyn not very good at? Caitlyn's not very good duelist, but she's really, really good at sieging because of her traps, because of her Q, because of her ultimate, because she can peel herself with her E. She's just very skilled at that. So you want to put yourself in a situation to where you are able to siege the enemy team. So Caitlyn is really interesting because she can start sieging at level 2. Almost nobody else can do that, but Caitlyn can do that at level 2. So really there are two main options that you can do with Caitlyn. Number one, you can hard shove the wave and really try and to get the tower down ASAP. Now, this does come with some inherent risks. Number one risk is this guy right here, Warwick. If I choose to shove it down the lane constantly over and over and over again, and I don't have great vision, Warwick can gank me, Katarina can roam on me, they have a stun from Sona, they have a stun from Warwick, they have huge burst damage from Katarina. That could be kind of risky. But the trade-off is that, therefore, you get to kill their tower a lot faster. The other option that you have is you can try to hold the wave near your tower and use your extended range to poke them. Not a great option against Sona Ezreal, because Sona has healing, she has poke of her own, Ezreal has a lot of poke, and they're also hard to gank. Ezreal's hard to gank because of his arcane shift. Sona, however, is very easy to gank because she doesn't have a ton of mobility besides her movement speed boost. So, the other question you have to ask yourself is, who's going to win the 2v2? Pre-6, it's pretty clearly going to be Caitlyn. Nami is going to win the 2v2. We just simply have a lot more damage than them. Ezreal is not very good in lane. You can position around his Q with minions very easily. It's a super easy matchup to win if you know what you're doing. Post-6 can get a little tricky because of the Sona ult. We also have an advantage because we have Ignite on Nami and they have Exhaust on Sona. So this summoner spell gets more valuable the longer the game goes on. She's going to be looking to exhaust mostly Rengar and Ahri. But Ignite is very good in lane because it gives you a big old burst of damage that lets you just kill people a lot more easily. That increases your kill pressure, which in turn changes the lane dynamic a little bit. They can't be as aggressive as they want to be because Nami can light them on fire whenever she wants, and that's really dangerous. So that's essentially what the lane dynamic is. And it also has to do with the jungler in the mid lane. Both mid laners can roam very easily, so that they kind of cancel themselves out in terms of threat. Neither team is going to feel super comfortable pushing down because both mid laners are pretty decent gankers and roamers. The junglers on either side, again, same story, very powerful gank junglers. So both teams have to be very careful about where they position. So we're going to go back to normal speed, and we're just going to watch the laning phase be played out here. So I'm going to just speed this up to get us both down here, and here I am. Amazing. So I'm going to start by queuing the minions. I screw up and I don't get all of them, so not a great start for me. So immediately when I get my headshot as Caitlyn, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a headshot proc off on the enemies. So already I'm trying to zone them or whatever. We're getting some good poke in, I use my headshot to get a last hit, and I'm going to Q to just keep pushing the wave down. My objective right now is to try to get level 2 before the enemy team does. So right now, I'm not so much focused on poke after the initial first wave, I'm more so focusing on getting that level 2. So I get my E at level 2, so then I walk up, get my auto, get another auto, and then EQ her with another auto. So it's a huge chunk of health that I just got right there. I didn't take... Normally, it would be okay to take W for your traps, because Nami could technically give you the slow buff, and you could get a trap down, and you could combo it that way, and blah, blah, blah. I am smurfing on this account. This is like Platinum 3 MMR, so I wasn't super confident in my support following up something like that. She hardly followed me up there. So I took the net just to get a guaranteed good trade on Sona. So now I've got a good trade down, and I'm going to continue to just attempt to poke and zone with my headshot. Letting this minion wave build up here so I can make it crash into tower and deny her Ezreal a lot of CS. And I'm also reading Twitch chat right now while this is happening, so my CSing is just garbage. But you get what my general plan is here. So the other thing is, the important to note is that I note that Warwick is top lane, so I'm not going to ward for him because I see him up there. And I'm not super uncomfortable with pushing in here because I know where everybody is in the map. I know that Camille is fighting with them top lane. I see that he's still top lane. He just killed my Rengar. So overall, I'm very comfortable to continue to push this wave into tower. So now, as you can see, I'm going to force this huge wave to crash under tower. I'm going to make Ezreal last hit it. Also, very important note on Caitlyn, as long as we're talking about traps here. Putting a trap right here. If you notice, the enemy has a really hard time, unless they move their camera at a specific angle, of seeing these traps. A better trap spot would be like right here, but this trap spot is fine. Essentially what that means is that because they have a hard time seeing it, they have to take a wider berth around it. So these traps, even though technically their zone is only like this, it's a little bit bigger actually. Because the enemy don't want to skirt the edge of it for risk of stepping on it, so they're going to probably take a little wide path here. Also, if you've noticed, I've left a little gap right here, so if Ezreal wants to walk up for backline CS, that's a real easy Q to line up. That's a real easy E to line up. So, a little alleyway that I built right here. The other one is right here. If he overextends past this point, I can just put a trap right here and either force him to arcane shift or walk around the front if it's off cooldown. So you can kind of create these zones of control and pretty much make their own tower dangerous to be around. And while this is happening, I'm just going to put another trap down there, so now he can't walk that way either. So I've essentially forced him to have to be in this really awkward spot, and as you can see right here, making him miss CS. And I'm just going to keep pushing it down the tower. If we look at the CS numbers right now, already you can see Ezreal is down in CS. I should be up a lot more if I was playing better, honestly. But you can see how effective this strategy is. And the reason why I'm comfortable doing this is because, again, I saw Warwick top lane. I know that I've got a good 10 or 15 seconds before Warwick comes again. So I'm just going to continue to pressure this, continue to put down. And as you can see, my support was smart. She warded right here. So even if Warwick does come to gank right now, I'm not super uncomfortable. Why? Because Sona Ezreal is not great for lane follow-up. So unless Warwick takes a really long path to go around this way, which he could to gank us, we would be okay. The other thing is that I'm betting that if he's going to be ganking us, he's going to be coming from this area right here through Tribrush. That's the most typical route he would take to get to us. He would probably try to walk through Tribrush, walk behind this, and go gank us like this. So I've got ward coverage right here. I'm totally comfortable. I'm just going to continue to push it in. Already we can see that the tower is getting chunked. It's lost about 700 HP so far. And I'm just going to continue to auto-attack, chunk them, push this wave in, and continue to deny Ezreal CS with the tower. And again, he's going to get a lot of it, but he's not going to get all of it. I'm already 10 CS up right now. And again, we just saw Warwick go mid lane, so I'm feeling a little bit scared. So I'm putting a ward down, and I'm going to check for him. So I walk over here because I don't have to do anything right now, and I see him, and I'm like, alright, I know Warwick is hanging around over here. I'm going to ward twice. I'm going to put a ward here and a ward here, and we're just going to be ready for any time Warwick comes. So I'm going back down here, keeping my eyes on the minimap. I see that he's coming, and so I'm just going to stay nice and far back right here. So there's no chance of Warwick getting on us. I'm just watching him recall, playing nice and safe, making sure that I'm aware that Katarina is mid lane this whole time, keeping an eye on it. If you're noticing, a lot of playing Caitlyn is controlling the wave, pushing it into tower and knowing when it's safe to do so. The easiest way to die on this champion is hard shoving it in when you're not paying attention to where any of the enemies are. So I've got Warwick coming in right here, or Rengar coming in right here. They blow heal and flash, I hit her with the Q, no mitigation done whatsoever, blow some summoner spells, great, no problem. And so now my Rengar is being very nice, he's helping me shove it in, and we're just going to continue to pressure it right here. You can see I'm trying to get as many minions as I can in my Q, and just hard shoving. I'm not so much interested in poking Ezreal, I just want to get this wave into tower ASAP, and then go and recall and buy my items. So, speed through this a little bit. Oh, I'm hitting enter, XD. I'm going for one more wave right here. That's probably not the right choice, honestly. I really, should have just backed off earlier. Because now what's going to happen is that they're going to get the push on us. Ezreal's going to stay, and he's going to make this wave crash right here. So I have to get back there and quick in order to not lose that much CS. So what do I end up buying? With my gold, I end up buying a BF sword and a dagger. So there is a choice to be made between the boots of speed and the dagger here, is the question, right? I would take the boots of speed if I felt like I was under a big threat of needing to run away ASAP. That would be good against teams that had, like, less telegraphed ganks and whatnot, but if you're just paying attention to the minimap and you have good ward coverage, it's very easy to tell when the enemies are going to come, right? I can just be ready for Katarina to leave mid lane. If she's not in mid lane, then great. I just trots my way back. Oh, sorry. There's my double kill. I'm dumb. So basically, if you feel like you're in danger of being ganked, I didn't. So I didn't buy the boots of speed. You could make an argument that I should have, but so on, you know, so be it, Jedi. So here is something very important that I do right here. I do manage to kill both of them, full HP, under their own tower. So how do I do this? First of all, if you take a look at this, I have a huge CS lead. I am 22 CS up on Ezreal. Ezreal has a Sheen and a Tear of the Goddess. I have a BF sword and a dagger. So I hit like a truck compared to him right now. And if we're going to watch this right here, I'm going to keep this nice and slow. So I see Sona goes for a trade. So if you know people's trade patterns, and most of the time it's going to be this. They're going to throw spells at you, and they're going to run away before they can retaliate. This was a terrible mistake of Sona. Even if I didn't trap, EQ auto here would horribly outtrade anything that she does. But that being said, I know she's going to go for this, so I put a trap right behind her. She panics, and she runs back right into it because she doesn't want to get hit. So my first thing that I do is I hit her with the headshot proc. Afterward, I'm going to get healed by Nami and get a heal pounce. Immediately after she gets trapped, I'm going to EQ her. And so you can see that it does a huge chunk of damage. Why? Because I have a BF sword and I'm fighting a Sona. So I see she's really low on health. I know Ezreal has no heal because he just used it when we got ganked. It's not that close. That's a glitch from Spectator. But it's still got a solid 30-40 second cooldown on it. So I'm very confident flashing forward and just auto-attacking here. Ezreal, I don't know what he was trying to do. Maybe he was trying to block a skill shot or something. I don't know. But he leaps in right here. And that's just a terrible mistake. So I still have one more auto to get the slowdown. So I'm just autoing him right here, and my Nami lands a bubble. Immediately what I'm going to do is after someone gets CC'd, I'm going to drop a trap right under them. So you can see right here, he's going to get out of the bubble and immediately get trapped. So you can chain CC like that with your support. That's why Nami is so good with Caitlyn. Now this is important. What I do right here is I'm going to take this tower as soon as possible. I'm going to hard shove it in right here. And I'm just going to take the tower. That's just, I got my double kill. I'm going to take this last wave of CS, and I'm out of here. Now, I could have gone for Air Dragon, but honestly, it's Air Dragon. I don't give a shit. My next objective is Outer Tower. So I'm looking at a place to where, okay, can top wave clear? It's a Camille. The answer is no. So I'm going to run straight up to top lane. And I'm just going to, again, do the same thing I did bot lane right here. I'm just going to hard shove it in and look to kill top tower. So I'm just going to ward down here so I can know if mid lane is going to rotate over here. And my team is pinging me that, hey, people are coming up here. And I'm paying attention to them. I'm like, okay. Now the issue is, though, I don't respect it enough. Because what happens is that okay, so this is important. Everything is important. So I see everybody is pinging me right here. And I need to be ready for enemies to come up and collapse on me. Camille has also used her teleport to get up here. Now, important note. People who teleport will always pop up directly behind the thing that they select. So I know that Camille will pop up right behind the minion, so I put a trap right here. Immediately she gets caught in the trap, and I get another headshot. Then Nami lands a bubble. That's going to give me another trap. Then I'm going to EQ auto. Now the issue is that Sona came up, she healed Camille, and Camille was able to get out of the Q, which means that my headshot wouldn't have killed her right here. If I hit the Q, it would have, so I just kind of have to back out. Now, right here, I am dumb, I'm tunnel visioned, I don't see Warwick coming to kill me. So what ends up happening is that I potato, I don't respect the Warwick gank enough, I get killed right here. Big mistake, say lovey. But I'm not going to let it dissuade me, I know what I need to be doing, I'm going to run over here, and I'm going to just continue pushing for the outer tower. So we get it. Boom. What's the next thing I'm going to be looking at? Neutral objectives around me. Rift Herald. Love it. I love me a Rift Herald. So I'm just going to run right over here and just take it immediately. If you notice, there's no downtime in anything that I'm doing. I'm not wasting time taking jungle camps. I'm not mindlessly clearing waves bot lane. I'm just going objectives, objectives, objectives. Because I'm strong right now, Ezreal is weak, and I'm just going to punish him for that mistake. Because I know Ezreal can't contest this. If he shows up and tries to fight me with anybody, you know, he's just going to get annihilated. So I'm going to run up here, I'm going to clear this wave, and what's this doing is this is going to force Ezreal to clear this wave right here. With that, God, I missed that tank minion, I blow. So, just going to clear this wave right here, and I'm going to use that to make some breathing room for myself so I can rotate for the next objective, which is going to be mid-outer tower. So I'm going to run over here, clear out some vision. I'm just going to start shoving it down here. So we clear the wave, and immediately I summon the Rift Herald. Bada bing, bada boom. And we're going to get some solid damage on the tower right here. So I'm going to try to kill this, but unfortunately, we don't really get anything done. Issue being that the enemy team just has too good of wave clear, and they were very coordinated to stop. All 5 of them showed up to stop this Rift Herald, so we don't actually kill the tower here. So I'm like, fine, that didn't work out. I'm going to recall and buy my items. So at this point, I have my Infinity Edge and a Zeal. So I am extremely strong right now. Ezreal has caught up in CS because I died there. Okay, that's, you know, big mistake. It is what it is. He was also able to kill mid-tower because I don't know what happened with Ahri, but I don't care what my teammates are doing. I'm doing my own thing. So I'm just going to do what I've always been doing. I'm going to siege objective, siege outer tower. Just going to keep shoving in waves, pay attention to where the enemies are. I respect Katarina's ability to murder me, so I'm just going to leave and go bot lane. Unfortunately, no one seemed to have held bot tower. I don't really know how that happened again either. But whatever, I'm just going to clear out all the CS and then go back to doing what I need to be doing, which is sieging mid tower. Just grabbing the safe CS while I can. Oh, I remember this, yes. Ahri was throwing a hissy fit because I was, quote, taking her CS, end quote. So this is a very important fight right here. So this is another example of how Yordle snap traps just win games. I'm just going to net out of there in case she tried to ult me, whatever, clear out her vision, and then I'm going to run up here to this fight. So this is not looking terrible at the moment. Katarina's super chunk, she can't really do anything. Singed is fighting with Camille, and they both just got ulted by Nami. So I see that they're going for the kill on Singed, so I'm going to set up a trap right here to keep him safe. So he steps in it. So I headshot, because I already had one loaded, and I headshot again. Then I know he's going to run away, because, you know, he's got chunked by my damage, so it's pretty easy to predict what he's going to do. So I put another trap behind him, and I hit him with a trap. Unfortunately, I do get Sona ulted, but that is more than enough to give my Ahri a window to get in there and to kill her. So Ahri is able to clean up that whole fight, mostly because I was able to just CC the hell out of Warwick with like 3 snap traps. So I'm just going to go over here. I have vision on Camille, so I'm just going to land a Q. She gets greedy for the farm, so I'm like, alright, fine. You want to play that way? I get 2 auto attacks, chunks are just low enough. Bye! And I take her out with my ultimate, which is some nice shutdown gold. So I can't really go for mid-tower right now because we don't really have any waves going for it, so I just decided to go get some jungle camps, get some more gold so I can get my static shift. I'm going to grab the red buff while I can, and then I'm going to recall, because there's nothing left for me to do. So we get another Dragon while I was recalled. Great, that's awesome. That was a great objective to do right there because the enemy team still hadn't regrouped yet, so it's pretty much free. Now I am in an insane spot right now, i.e. Static Shiv Berserker Greaves. You can see how much damage I do. Auto Q did more than half of Ezreal's health. I am really strong right now. So I'm going to just finally do what I've been trying to do forever, just keep sieging mid tower. That's my singular objective. It's the one thing I've been thinking about this whole time, is just killing mid tower. So I'm here, I'm clearing waves, and I'm just with my team. Now this is interesting what I do right here. So this is another example of just abusing snap traps, getting the most value you can out of them. So I see that we're going for the Sona. I try to get an EQ, I miss it, but I notice something interesting. Katarina's dagger is sitting right here. I know that Kat is trying to clear the wave so we can't kill the tower. Because of that, I'm thinking, I bet she's probably going to jump to this dagger right here. And if she's going to jump to that dagger, well, you know, why not just put a little trap right here? Why not just put a trap right down there to maybe cause her some problems? And all of a sudden, ooh, she's stuck in it. Huge crit on her. Q, auto, is dead. And with that, the team fight is already lost for them. They try to kill my Rengar right here, but it's to no avail. I managed to clean up the Camille right here, and Ezreal gets picked by Ahri, and we finally take this tower. And we keep going, and we can take another tower right here, which is just wonderful. I think we even take, yeah, we take 3 towers here. We can't get the inhib, but you can see I set up my trap wall. Whenever you're sieging an objective and you're afraid of enemies coming to fight you, putting a trap wall like this makes it immensely harder for them to engage on you, because they know, like, okay, there's a lot of traps around you, just like landmines. Imagine each one of these is just instantly takes 700 damage from a headshot crit from a Caitlyn. Like, you don't want to fuck with that. So, that scares people, typically. So I'm going to run up here, I'm going to grab this CS, and Camille, like, makes a beeline for me somehow, and manages to pick me off here, which, that's just an occupational hazard of going for that farm. I didn't know if I was supposed to expect that or not. We didn't have any vision on it, so there's no way I could have known she was coming for me. Oh well. But the enemies make just a ridiculously dumb mistake here. They're like, hey, one person is dead on the enemy team. Guess we better 4-man attempt to do Baron against a Singed and an Ahri, which is just like, hey, would you like to clump up in one singular space to have all of my poison, like, murder you guys? And they're like, oh yeah, definitely, absolutely. That's exactly what thank you, Singed. And, you know, again, Ahri, would you like a spot to where all of your AoE from your Foxfire stuff is actually going to hit everybody and put everyone in a funnel to where you can't miss your skill shots? Yeah, it's just, this was a terrible Baron idea. So, they were already in a pretty bad spot after we killed 3 of their towers mid lane. But this was just a nail in the coffin. They just get murdered. And we end up taking Baron right here. Amazing, great, awesome, so much fun. So I'm going to grab this, and then I'm just going to run, grab my red buff, and then I'm going to group with the team mid lane to try to take the inhibitor. At least that's what we should do. I don't know if that's what we end up doing. You can see that I'm here trying to corral everyone to come down here, but Singed pings us bot lane, so, you know, technically not the right choice, but I'll go with the team. Reason why mid is the right choice is because there's no tower to defend it. There's, like, they can't hold that, especially against Baron minions. So basically we'll just use the minions as a human shield and end up taking the inhibitor. I think I was typing that to them too. I was like, just go mid lane. They're like, no, just go bot. I'm like, alright, whatever. Again, not the right choice, but it's fine. We got a lot of minions down here. It's all good. So I'm just putting some traps around, making sure that the enemy, what was it? Can't siege. And right here, Camille does something that totally surprises me. She like, hook flash stuns me. So that's why my QSS here is a little late. But Singed just flips her away, and there's not a lot she can do. Katarina jumps in and just gets instantly deleted. I try to ult her, but it doesn't work out. And we just push down this tower. And, yeah, just win the game from here. So, da-da-da. Nice and easy, not going for kills, just killing it. And there it is. Nice, easy game. So, things to talk about in the post-lobby. Always, 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 I'll go back here so I have a functional map of the game. Your first objective as Caitlyn is typically shove down the waves, get a level lead, get a good trade, zone people off of their own tower with trap placements, typically like here, here, and here is a good one. Just keep hitting the tower, keep punishing people for picking these champions that can't wave clear, and that's Sona Ezreal. That's what Caitlyn's really good against. Just either kill them, force them out of lane, whatever, take that first tower. Then rotate to a lane that doesn't have any wave clear. Top lane, mid lane, both of these would have been... Top lane is a better choice because Camille has less wave clear than Cat, but Cat is fine to siege because she still doesn't have very much wave clear in general. Be mindful of your traps. Think about what enemies are going to do. Trap placement, as you can see several times during this game, trap placement just won fights. 3 instances, you know, trapping the Sona, trapping the Caitlyn, trapping the Katarina, which jumped on her dagger here, triple trapping the Warwick up here. Those kind of things will swing team fights in your favor. If I didn't do any of those things, this game probably would have been a totally different game, honestly. So pay attention to where trapping people, to where you can trap people. It's what makes Caitlyn good, is her traps. They're insane. Pay attention to them, and that's what you should be paying attention to. 2 things. Where can I put traps down to get people? Is the enemy team rotating for me while I'm hard-shoving bot lane? Those 2 things we need to keep in mind, and that's how you're going to be able to win games of Caitlyn. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you want to do more of these in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one.